High school sports fans, are you following Varsity Media on our YouTube channel? For the best coverage of New York high school sports, make sure you head to youtube.com/varsitymedia. 3 easy steps. First, hit that like button, and then be sure to subscribe. And finally, tap that yellow bell to be notified of all of our upcoming sportscasts. Thank you for following Varsity Media on YouTube.
The road to a New York City championship rolls through Fordham University as a pair of recent champions square off in the second game of the CHSAA double quarterfinals here at Rose Hill. It's the Cardinal Hayes Cardinals taking on the St. Francis Prep Terriers on the Varsity Media Sports Network. And a pleasant good afternoon, everybody. I'm John Perez. The defending city champs, Archbishop Stepanak, move on after knocking off Christ the King 60-53, and it could be a rematch of the last 2 city finals as Cardinal Hayes comes into this game after a round of 16 win over Holy Cross in White Plains Wednesday night. It's a different Cardinal Hayes team than last year. They won the city title just a couple of years ago, but still a resilient bunch as they've been led by one of the most dynamic backcourt pairings as well. It's our impact players. It's Adam Njai as well as Trayvon Lewis, who saved the bacon, says Joe Lodes the other day, in their victory over Holy Cross. 3 clutch free throws to move Cardinal Hayes into the game against St. Francis Prep. Meanwhile, on the other side, St. Francis Prep, they captured their 3rd Brooklyn Queens title over the last 5 years with a win over Nazareth 2 Fridays ago, and it was the Osmana Sacco show. He led the way with 31 points and 13 rebounds. He'll be one of the key players, as well as Veer Anthony, CHSAA AA second team All-League member. Sacco, with his performance of 31 points, maybe making the prescribers think, hey, he should have been in one of those top 2 teams, but he played like a first-teamer in that win. Well, if these teams want to move on, they'll have to execute on our keys to the game today. And as we look at the Cardinal Hayes side, get out in the open floor and hit the open man. This is a Cardinal Hayes team that's not afraid to let it fly and shoot as many threes as they can and dictate the pace of the game. Holy Cross did a good job of slowing down Cardinal Hayes and laying out a blueprint. That's something that Jimmy Lynch, the head coach for St. Francis Prep, says that he wants to do by having them slow down. Get Sacco going early. The key difference in that VQ final was that he was hitting threes. We'll see if Sacco is launching early on and let the playmakers make decisions, a.k.a. number 10, Veer Anthony. It's the Cardinals, it's the Terriers, it's the CHSAA AA quarterfinals, and it's all coming up next on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is over 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck.
Hey sports fans, did you know Varsity Media live stream broadcasts get viewed by college coaches nationwide? Through our announcers' storytelling and insight on your athletes, we can help your players get an edge on college recruiting. Find out how by reaching out to Varsity Media today, 516-403-2050, or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Did you just have the best athletic year of your life, and now you want to show it off to college coaches? Well, let Varsity Media help you. Varsity Media's college recruiting videos show off your unique skills to help you land a spot on the team of your dream school. We'll provide music, spot shadow effects, and a link to send to your next coach. Contact us today for more information. Don't rely on word of mouth or cold emails. Let Varsity Media help you take your game to the next level. Feel like your game film is too stagnant and not providing you with the insight that your coaches had hoped for? Varsity Media offers game film to help your coaches develop a game plan to execute on game day. Our current clients love the Varsity Media difference, which includes more insightful camera angles and a speedy upload process. Start building your championship team today with award-winning individuals at Varsity Media. The stage is set. Cardinal Hayes and St. Francis Prep, a rematch of last year's semifinal in the intersectional playoffs. As Cardinal Hayes, a feisty bunch. They look a little bit different than last year. Goner, Ian Jackson, and Elijah Moore, as well as Steven Solano. But Joe Lodes says, hey, I'm happy with the guys that I have in-house. And they've been happy to play for him as well. Not a particularly deep team, but Joe Lodes looking to bring his team back to the semifinals and capture another city title for Cardinal Hayes. It would be his third in his 15 seasons as the head man for Cardinal Hayes. He goes against his alma mater and Jimmy Lynch, trying to have St. Francis Prep climb the mountaintop for the first time in quite some time. And St. Francis Prep is poised to do so. And they've been getting key contributions, like we mentioned, from our impact players, Osmana Sacco and Veer Anthony. They have led the charge for St. Francis Prep this year. And as the starting lineups are being introduced, we'll send it down to the Bronx side of the floor as we'll meet the starting five for Cardinal Hayes. And it's been pretty much the same starting five that we've seen here throughout the year with Njai and then Magic Mel. Jamel Thomas, the sophomore guard, he's been sensational this year, put it on some strength, starting to knock down more and more of his jumpers, and a great facilitator. Malik Fields, big three in overtime in the win over Christ the King, recently eliminated Christ the King. You got Kalen Destin and Trayvon Lewis. Not all heroes wear capes, and Trayvon Lewis coming to save the day for Cardinal Hayes and keep their season alive. Jimmy Lynch is feeling good with this group, and a young core at that for St. Francis Prep. This year, the Terriers coming in third place in the Brooklyn Queens, but then capturing the Brooklyn Queens title. And they're led by Veer Anthony and Troy Faison, only a sophomore, but playing well beyond his years. Nigel Moore, Nolan Raymond, and Osmana Sacco. Keep an eye on number 25 in white, and how can you miss him? He's the tallest player on the floor. He's listed at 6'6". Of course, he looks a lot bigger in person and was just a dominating presence. If he's hitting his threes, it's going to be a long night for the Cardinal Hayes Cardinals, looking to get back to glory again and look for their second intersectional title in the last 3 years for St. Francis Prep. We're going to get to the final in quite some time as well as Sacco is introduced. And a fun atmosphere here so far. The first of four. Next game coming up, Iona Prep against recently and newly minted New York AA Archdiocese champion St. Raymond. And that's going to be a fun one and a great crowd as well. Iona Prep always travels well, as does St. Raymond. But a good crowd on hand now for Cardinal Hayes as the Hayesmen and Hayesman Nation out in full force. It's been a palpable buzz since they came on, and they're looking to extend their season. And there is Jimmy Lynch, the head coach, but we slip it back to Joe Lodes. And the one thing about Cardinal Hayes is you can throw all the records out the window in all of their sports. This is a school that breeds itself on playoff success. You saw it with the football team, the basketball team in recent years. They've got one of the best baseball programs. If you are a Cardinal Hayesman, you're competing for championships, and this year is no different. It'll be Trayvon Lewis and Osmana Sacco to tap it out, and the CHSAA quarterfinals are underway here at Rose Hill as St. Francis Prep wins the opening tip. First game for St. Francis Prep since last Friday, and as you looked at the bracket in the open, who knew that a victory for St. Francis Prep would actually not be seen as a win, because you go against Cardinal Hayes this early in the bracket, but hey, there's no cupcakes in March, especially in the quarterfinals, and you knew that these two teams, if they were to continue to win, would meet down the road. As Veer Anthony will start it off. the junior guard with a load of D1 offers. And Sacco getting going early underneath. Can't finish the first time, but successfully knocks it in on his second attempt. Osmana Sacco, 31 points, 13 rebounds. Jimmy Lynch said, yeah, that's the best I've ever seen him play. He wasn't even going to try and think of another time that he saw a more complete performance from Sacco, who was getting it done from deep and on the interior as well. Corner three off the mark. Destin throws up a wild shot. And here's St. Francis Prep in the open floor. Vera Anthony denied. And a swat. No goaltend, but a foul, as Anthony will head to the line. Adam Menjai picks up number 1. There's Vera Anthony, following in the footsteps of Josh Pasquarelli and other great guards from St. Francis Prep, and now given the keys to the castle. He's done a really good job of navigating this offense that is not going to score 80 points a night. He'll take the air out of the basketball when it needs to be and find the open man. With some rare misses from the charity stripe. As Trayvon Lewis gives it off to Thomas. Thomas and Faison. That's going to be a fun matchup as Thomas drives inside, and Mel draws a trip to the free throw line. First for Faison and first for the Terriers, and here's the man they call Magic Mel. Only a sophomore, the baby face killer. Joe Load said that Holy Cross got everything they wanted against Jamel Thomas the other day, and he was still able to make big plays down the stretch, and called it a coming-of-age moment for him, and really grew into those big shoes that he's been asked to fill. Hits the second, and Cardinal Hayes ties it up at 2. Split of defenders. Faison's open from 3, tees it up, grazes the rim, long rebound, and a second chance for the Terriers. Thomas deflects the pass and a walk. St. Francis Prep called for happy feet, and Cardinal Hayes takes over. Steve Salucio, Mike Van Gelder, and Brian Namorato are 3 officials today in game 2 of 4. He's got a traveling violation and back-to-back travels, and a little bit more helter-skelter in this second game. More disciplined early on. Well, first time that these two are meeting this year, and St. Francis Prep looking to repay the favor from last year, even though it's a different team. As the jumper falls, Nolan Raymond, the 5'10 senior from Queens Village, someone who's been battling flu-like symptoms over the last few weeks. Njai, the drop-off, as Nazir Campbell misses the layup, and Vera Anthony comes out of the fray. Flipped up ahead, transition 3. Raymond lets it go off the heel. Sacco storms in for the rebound and saves it to Namor. Top of the key 3, Faison rattles it in. First triple of the afternoon for the Terriers, as Faison gives St. Francis Prep a 7-2 lead. Njai, book it. Adam Njai averaging 18 points a game this year. Joe Load says that it's interesting to watch Njai in practice and then in a game, because he's the most selfless player in his form and in his words that he's seen during a game, but in practice could be a little selfish at times. But either way, he said it only matters during a game, and Njai a big reason why Cardinal Hayes is in the quarterfinals. What a pretty move. Sacco the fall away. Sacco with 4 early on and a 5-point edge back to the Terriers. Nolan Raymond was given one task this week in practice. It was to guard Jermel Thomas. And Jimmy Lynch says that he's really drawn attention to that, and Now Hayes goes 0 for 1. To the basket, Nigel Moore. Pretty finish. And Joe Lodes has seen enough. He'll call a timeout. As St. Francis Prep jumping out of the gym. They lead at 11-4 early on. And let's take another look at that crafty finish. Running down the floor, St. Francis Prep giving Cardinal Hayes a mix of its own medicine. As Moore dials it in. St. Francis Prep shooting 56% from the floor and holding Cardinal Hayes to just 1 of 5 shooting. Well, this winter, Varsity Media is proud to announce our partnership with Gipper, the #1 social media content creation platform for athletic programs, coming with thousands of the best social media sports graphics templates, social media automation, AI-powered one-click background removal, and a mobile app for easy content creation. Learn more today by visiting Gipper.com. Jamel Thomas and Adam Njai, the only scorers for Cardinal Hayes. As Nolan Raymond leads the way with 5 points, Sacco right behind him with 4 points and a rebound. Nigel Moore accounts for the final 2. There's Trayvon Lewis, the handoff. Njai, jab step, fall away 3. No good. And Moore crashes the boards. Troy Faison saying in an interview this week that this has been the most fun group that he's been a part of, and feels that there's a lot of unfinished business. Tyler Michelle comes on and commits the turnover, the senior from Cambria Heights. Just picked up an offer from Queens College nearby the school, and a couple of other D2 offers for Tyler Michelle, who would translate well at the ECC level, and has obviously the offer from Queens, interest from Malloy, Pace. Foul on the floor. That's going to go to Jamel Thomas, and that'll be his first. Hayes is second as Nigel Moore heads to the bench. And Nolan Raymond returns. And now one more sub for Cardinal Hayes as Malik Fields, a sophomore, comes back on. Speaking of offers, Fields with an offer from Northern Illinois, wearing number 3 in black. Njai showing off the handles, but Faison stays with him. Njai calling for the screen. Nobody obliges. Now Lewis does, trying to skirt past Sacco. Frees it over. Lewis. Fall away jumper, uncontested, good. First points of the afternoon for Lewis as Michelle up top to Sacco. And now it's Nolan Raymond. Faison can't connect. Michelle working hard underneath, an offensive rebound. The 4th offensive rebound for St. Francis Prep. And here's Njai racing into the front court. Anthony right behind him. Let's go. Njai to the basket and is whacked by Sacco. So Sacco picks up his first, the team's 3rd. How about that for a wake-up call for Adam Njai, driving to the basket. Just a big old whack from Sacco. Njai off on the first one. Second free throw, money. Hayes is at 3 of their first 4 from the charity stripe as Troy Faison will walk it up for the St. Francis Prep Terriers. Anthony working with Field, the kick out. Faison tees it up. Too strong. Sacco, another offensive rebound. Throws it up, no good. Fighting amongst the treetops. And Sacco able to finish. Sacco at 6. Jimmy Lynch calls a timeout. You gotta love what you're seeing out of St. Francis Prep on the boards. They've out-rebounded Cardinal Hayes 11-3 and 7 offensive rebounds. And here's Sacco, let's count them. 1. I don't know if that counts, but puts it on the deck and swirls it in. And all that Fields and Lewis could do. He couldn't stop Sacco. Playing the best ball of the season at the right time for St. Francis Prep. Led by Jimmy Lynch, who it's always fun to talk to Jimmy Lynch on the phone, and he's very candid. Hey, all of these coaches are. It's not to single anyone out. But it is funny how he chuckles and he says some really profound things, but also kind of senses a little bit of danger going up. And by what I mean is, he said, yeah, I'm glad that we won the BQ final. Now I got to face Hayes again. It just never gets easier. And he said, I thought that to the rich goes the spoils, but that hasn't been the case for St. Francis Prep. 3 knocked down by number 3, Malik Fields, the sophomore. Lead down to 13-10. Faison. Nice pass and better carry at goaltend. Trayvon Lewis showing off the hops, but it comes back to bite Hayes. As Anthony gets his first bucket of the afternoon. And substitutions both ways, and both teams putting size into the contest. Cardinal Hayes, it's going to be Amadou Barry, the 6'8 freshman. And Hao Chen draws the assignment on Barry, with Sacco going to the bench. Thomas and Raymond. Thomas the kick out, Destin. Drives inside, and good job by Moore to stay with him. Lewis will give it a try, throws it up. Can't finish. And here's Moore. Moore in third gear, picks it up. Michelle from the wing, a 3. Not that time as Destin cleans it up. 6-foot junior. Good pass up ahead. Here's Anthony all alone, and the southpaw layup gives St. Francis Prep a 7-point edge with 65 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Reach and foul call against Nolan Raymond, as that'll be Cardinal Hayes' 4th. Quick sub by Jimmy Lynch as Faison returns, and Anthony head to the bench and high fives all around. Good effort by Anthony early on. A couple of rebounds, 4 points in 7 minutes of work. Thomas drives inside and banks it in. Thomas trying to spark his team as he leads the way with 4 points for the Hayesmen. Kickball and a goal. Field goal is good as Adam Njai puts it into the upper deck. Ball thrown back into play. Not quite Tracy McGrady, but either way, it's always nice to see fans staying alive. And there you go. That's in the not the cheap seats. Prime real estate up there. And good vision of the court. Shell tips it over. Raymond, cross-wing pass. The pull-up, Moore. Too strong. And Adam Njai. And Cardinal Hayes can hold for the final shot, but slow has never been in the name of Hayes. Thomas attacks. Magic Mel puts it up and one. That's what he does. Magic Mel creating an opportunity and a chance at a 3-point play. He's so crafty, and it's like a snowball effect. And the avalanche as Thomas coming down the hill gets the bucket. And a chance to make this a 2-point game going into the second quarter. Thomas leading the way with 6. Second trip to the free throw line, and a perfect 3 of 3. Five unanswered points by Cardinal Hayes, and St. Francis Prep looks for the response. Nigel Moore to Troy Faison. Here's for Anthony. 10 against 10. Anthony disrupted at the rim, up at the horn, and a foul before the horn. Let's hold on a second as Nigel Moore was fouled in the act of shooting at the buzzer. So He'll go to the free throw line alone. And then when he's done, we go to the second quarter. And Nigel Moore, after the foul by Nazir Campbell, misses the first free throw. St. Francis Prep, only 2 trips to the free throw line, but has missed all 3 free throws. And that'll continue. But either way, the Terriers hold on to a 2-point lead going into the second quarter. Up ahead, Veer Anthony leading the way for the Terriers. 4 points and a couple of rebounds. St. Francis Prep up 2 in the CHSAA quarterfinals on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
This is Jalen Brunson. You're watching Varsity Media.
Looking to grow your business on social media? Let Varsity Media help you. With over 50,000 followers across our platform, sponsor a segment during the broadcast and share it on social media the next day. It's the best of both worlds, as you'll get thousands of plays and your ad will live on the broadcast forever. Contact us today for sponsorship packages by calling 917-470-0864 or emailing varsitymediasponsors@gmail.com. St. Francis Prep with a 2-point edge as the Terriers getting a good share of their offense. Osmano Sacco has 6 points, 3 rebounds, and then you've got Veer Anthony right behind him with 4. And then deposits from Troy Faison, Nolan Raymond, and Nigel Moore. Meanwhile, Jermel Thomas with 7 points in the opening quarter. And it's been a game of runs. Cardinal Hayes finishing the final minute and 7 seconds on a 5-0 run. And the Hayesmen will have it to start off the second quarter. Mel Thomas, the drive, nice find underneath, and there's Lewis all alone. And we're tied at 17. First dime of the afternoon for Thomas. And here's Troy Faison. Sacco, the drive, using that size advantage to score over Lewis. And in the blink of an eye, the Terriers back in front, and the drought ends. Thomas lets it go from 3, air ball. Lewis, fight for the rebound. It'll be Terriers' possession. Here's Veer Anthony. Corner 3, Faison, and it rattles in. Boy, did St. Francis Prep need that 3. They went 1 of 7 from deep in the first quarter. As Anthony receives the pass coast to coast, Veer Anthony, the bank is open. Cardinal Hayes, a timeout. They didn't get back on defense. Loads has seen enough. Take another look, and that's one of the issues with dealing with a young team, is that Cardinal Hayes just didn't get back and leaves Anthony open. Or check that, they did get back. Nobody picked him up. And Anthony, the crafty veteran, scooping the score. That's a point of emphasis for Loads. He'll talk it over with his team. Got a lot of basketball on the Varsity Media Sports Network coming up today. After this one, it'll be Iona Prep and St. Raymond, and then Monsignor Scanlon and Nazareth. Should be a fun one starting at 5 and 7 p.m. Then Tuesday, we head out to Long Island for the CHSAA title game. And then Wednesday, back here at Fordham for the CHSAA semifinals. Stepanak's already punched their ticket. We'll see who comes out of this one, and then the creme de la creme, the granddaddy of them all next Sunday here at Fordham. Well, for our entire Varsity Media crew, I'm John Perez. Thank you so much for making us a part of your Sunday afternoon as St. Francis Prep responding to a 5-0 Hayes run with 7 unanswered of their own. Adam Njai with 3 points and a couple of rebounds in a team-high 10 minutes. As Njai decommitted from Washington State when the season began and then has picked up offers from Siena and other MAC schools, Temple another one. Race for possession, Michelle. Bounce pass up ahead to Sacco. And Thomas thought that he had possession. Instead, Steve Salucio says, no, sir, you fouled. And so for Thomas, picks up his first personal in the first of the quarter. Anthony to Moore. Sacco and Thomas. It's like watching Aaron Judge stand right next to Jose Altuve. Right on the wing, and Veer Anthony. And play stops with a foul as Thomas trying to stay in front of Sacco. And so 2 quick ones on Thomas. This is a Hayes team that's not deep to begin with. And when you've got one of your top scoring options already with 2 fouls, Loads is going to keep him in. Veer Anthony has to come off. Some blood on the jersey. Faison, quick hitter. Yes, sir. 9 points for Faison in the first half as St. Francis Prep, with their largest lead of the game, they're up 10. Njai, the fall away, puts it in. Cardinal Hayes waiting for Njai to start cooking. And here's Michelle. Lodes used to joke that a ton of his players are more nighttime players, so even a 3 o'clock start might be a little too early for them, as Thomas with the left hand. Although, of course, a 3 o'clock start today, it's not too far after dismissal. Cardinal Hayes usually with 4 o'clock starts on the Grand Concourse. As if playing in a playoff game wasn't enough motivation. Almost 3 minutes gone by. They lob it inside to Sacco, puts it on the deck and scores. Lewis with the foul. Sacco back to the charity stripe. And Sacco with 10 points in the first half. If you come at the king, you best not miss. And Lewis tacks on the foul, and Sacco make this a 9-point lead for the Terriers. Njai on the interior, denied. Active hands, Nolan Raymond. Here's Moore, flips it over. Raymond lets it go. Bingo! Well, the Terriers missed their first 7 threes. Since then, they've knocked down 3 of 4. And Nigel Moore giveth and taketh away as he picks up the foul. Veer Anthony returns, all patched up on that right wrist. Whistle away from the ball. And Raymond picks up the foul. That's 2 quick ones on him. So Hayes to inbound. Thrown into the backcourt. Foot race, and Fields comes out of the pack. Fields hooks it to Njai. Njai with Raymond, do-si-do, and the finish. So tough inside out of Njai. He's got 7. Faison flips it to the wing. Raymond the answer back. Veer Anthony snatches the offensive rebound. Inside, Raymond draws the foul. Well, a big reason that St. Francis Prep is up 10 is they've generated offense and continue their possessions. They're out-rebounding Hayes 16-5, and here's Veer Anthony picking up the 9th offensive rebound as Raymond goes to the cup. And connects on the first freebie. Nolan Raymond, the gym rat over the summer, transforming his body and his game, adding handle, adding 10 pounds of muscle as well. This is the second free throw. We're halfway home in the second quarter. Njai splits, floats to the corner. Offensive foul. What a stretch for Nolan Raymond. As Raymond draws the charge on Njai, he picks up his second personal. He's turned the ball over 3 times individually. And now Raymond draws the charge. And add that to the 6 points that he's put in the first half. Anthony in the double team, doesn't win the battle. There's Lewis, gallops up ahead, nice feed underneath. There's Nazir Campbell, the unsung hero of the team, the sophomore, only averaging a couple points per game. Hits on his first, Michelle in the corner. Euro step, offensive foul. Malik Fields draws the charge. Faison will head to the bench after picking up his second personal. So Nigel Moore, Nolan Raymond, and now Faison with 2 personal fouls each. Thomas, he's got 2 fouls and can't finish. Anthony. Here Anthony takes on Fields and lays it in. There's no stopping Anthony right now. He gets the steal. It's a 3 more. Not that time. Njai throws it off of Anthony, but Cardinal Hayes will take over. Coaches always find a way to pick apart their team. And particularly when it comes to defense and rebounding. Well, for St. Francis Prep, they're out rebounding. They've got an 11-point lead, and they're creating opportunities at the free throw line. Another whistle underneath. And check that just out of bounds. And Terriers will take over with 2:40 to go in the first half. Hao Chen, a junior from Oakland Gardens. Here's Moore. Lost the handle. Thomas with the steal. Now has to scurry past Moore. And Michelle picks him up. Thomas wants to dance. Fall away 3 and a travel. Well, you love the move, because it's illegal, and you want what you can't have. And the can 3, the cherry on top. Anthony, a 3. It's his half. Veer Anthony with 11. St. Francis Prep with its largest lead of the game. Here's Thomas, off to Njai. St. Francis Prep has done a good job of playing Cardinal Hayes in the half court. Off the heel on the shot by Njai. Here's Raymond in third gear. The scoop layup too strong. Out of bounds, and it'll stay with Prep. 29 to shoot. Jimmy Lynch throwing size back on the floor as Sacco will Right back onto the hardwood. Hao Chen to the bench. And immediately goes to Sacco, and up top to Nigel Moore. Michelle turns and fires and hits. St. Francis Prep shooting 43% from downtown as Michelle cans his first three, and he's on the board. The lead up to 17 for the Terriers. Thomas, the cough up. Will stay with Hayes, 22 to shoot. Caleb Destin returns. Nazir Campbell to the bench. And Jai lost it. Here's Anthony. It's a 2-on-2. Anthony now with Thomas. And Thomas comes out on the other end. Fields in transition, the three, short. Now a 12-second differential between game and shot clock. The final minute of the first half. Veer Anthony doing a little bit of everything. 11 points, 3 rebounds, 3 steals, and an assist. Nolan Raymond had a good stretch as well. 6 points and 3 rebounds. 10 to shoot. Fields picks him up. Or Lewis picks him up, excuse me. Hoist from the elbow, no good. Long rebound. 15 seconds, it's a 2-on-1. Back the other way, Lewis. Pretty finish on the lay-in. St. Francis Prep a hold for the final shot. A drive inside, lost it. 1 second, and up ahead, not going to count, but either way, St. Francis Prep with a 15-point lead going into the locker room of the CHSAA AA quarterfinals on the Varsity Media Sports Network. You're watching Varsity Media, New York's high school sports network.
Hey sports fans, did you know Varsity Media live stream broadcasts get viewed by college coaches nationwide? Through our announcers' storytelling and insight on your athletes, we can help your players get an edge on college recruiting. Find out how by reaching out to Varsity Media today, 516-403-2050, or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Hey parents, how about a bobblehead for your athlete? Bobbleheads are one of the most preferred personalized gift items today, and it's so easy to order. All you need is a photo of your athlete, a model number from our extensive collection of bobbleheads, and the sculpting process begins. 2 proofs are sent for your approval, and once it's approved, in a few weeks, your bobblehead is on the way. It's that simple. Order your bobblehead today by logging into varsitymediapass.com and click catalogs, or call 516-403-2050. When it comes to advertising, are you hitting the right audience? Why waste your time with television or a free print publication that's given out at a local deli? Varsity Media has your back. With a following of over 50,000 and a local demographic ranging between the ages of 18 and 54 years old, it's time to get that return on investment. Plus, here's the best part. Your ad lives forever on our YouTube page. And with a large on-demand audience, it's a grand slam to advertise with Varsity Media. Did you just have the best athletic year of your life? And now you want to show it off to college coaches? Well, let Varsity Media help you. Varsity Media's college recruiting videos show off your unique skills to help you land a spot on the team of your dream school. We'll provide music, spot shadow effects, and a link to send to your next coach. Contact us today for more information. Don't rely on word of mouth or cold emails. Let Varsity Media help you take your game to the next level. Feel like your game film is too stagnant and not providing you with the insight that your coaches had hoped for? Varsity Media offers game film to help your coaches develop a game plan to execute on game day. Our current clients love the Varsity Media difference, which includes more insightful camera angles and a speedy upload process. Start building your championship team today with award-winning individuals at Varsity Media.
Varsity Media offers live streaming services for any sport. With human beings behind the camera, you can expect the proper coverage angles during each game. We offer customizable options such as live scoreboard, multiple cameras, instant replay, graphics, and even announcers. Find out how you can save $100 off a live stream package with Varsity Media by calling 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is over 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck.
Did you know Varsity Media now offers action photography for all sporting events? Available for individuals or teams, we'll send dedicated photographers down to field level to capture your best moments. Our rates are affordable, and our photos will leave you with lasting memories for a lifetime. Contact us today, mention this ad, and get $25 off your first order. Email ben@varsitymedia.net or call 516-403-2050.
High school sports fans, are you following Varsity Media on our YouTube channel? For the best coverage of New York high school sports, make sure you head to youtube.com/Varsity Media. 3 easy steps. First, hit that like button, and then be sure to subscribe. And finally, tap that yellow bell to be notified of all of our upcoming sportscasts. Thank you for following Varsity Media on YouTube.
Varsity Media is offering a video folder that you can customize to meet your needs. A photo of your athlete can be elegantly placed in the front panel. Essential statistics with a biography can be printed on the inside panel, and videos can be downloaded and viewed on an LCD screen for as long as 2 hours. The attractive video folder can be placed on a coffee table and instantly becomes a conversation starter. Order your video folder today by logging into varsitymediapass.com and click Catalogs, or give us a call at 516-403-2050. Looking to grow your business on social media? Let Varsity Media help you. With over 50,000 followers across our platform, sponsor a segment during the broadcast and share it on social media the next day. It's the best of both worlds, as you'll get thousands of plays and your ad will live on the broadcast forever. Contact us today for sponsorship packages by calling 917-470-0864 or emailing varsitymediasponsors@gmail.com. You're watching Varsity Media, New York's high school sports network.
Hey sports fans, did you know Varsity Media live stream broadcasts get viewed by college coaches nationwide? Through our announcers' storytelling and insight on your athletes, we can help your players get an edge on college recruiting. Find out how by reaching out to Varsity Media today, 516-403-2050, or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Hey parents, how about a bobblehead for your athlete? Bobbleheads are one of the most preferred personalized gift items today, and it's so easy to order. All you need is a photo of your athlete, a model number from our extensive collection of bobbleheads, and the sculpting process begins. 2 proofs are sent for your approval, and once it's approved, in a few weeks, your bobblehead is on the way. It's that simple. Order your bobblehead today by logging into varsitymediapass.com and click Catalogs, or call 516-403-2050. When it comes to advertising, are you hitting the right audience? Why waste your time with television or a free print publication that's given out at a local deli? Varsity Media has your back. With a following of over 50,000 and a local demographic ranging between the ages of 18 and 54 years old, it's time to get that return on investment. Plus, here's the best part. Your ad lives forever on our YouTube page. And with a large on-demand audience, it's a grand slam to advertise with Varsity Media. Did you just have the best athletic year of your life? And now you want to show it off to college coaches? Well, let Varsity Media help you. Varsity Media's college recruiting videos show off your unique skills to help you land a spot on the team of your dream school. We'll provide music, spot shadow effects, and a link to send to your next coach. Contact us today for more information. Don't rely on word of mouth or cold emails. Let Varsity Media help you take your game to the next level. Feel like your game film is too stagnant and not providing you with the insight that your coaches had hoped for? Varsity Media offers game film to help your coaches develop a game plan to execute on game day. Our current clients love the Varsity Media difference, which includes more insightful camera angles and a speedy upload process. Start building your championship team today with award-winning individuals at Varsity Media.
Varsity Media offers live streaming services for any sport. With human beings behind the camera, you can expect the proper coverage angles during each game. We offer customizable options such as live scoreboard, multiple cameras, instant replay, graphics, and even announcers. Find out how you can save $100 off a live stream package with Varsity Media by calling 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is over 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck. As we get ready to start the second half here, Cardinal Hayes trailing St. Francis Prep 42-27 as the Terriers getting it all done in the first half and outscoring Hayes 25-12 in the second half. And you take a look at the numbers, +8 rebounding advantage and also +8 in the offensive rebounding advantage, as St. Francis Prep has 10 offensive rebounds to just 2 for Cardinal Hayes. In the assist category, it's 9 assists, 4 by Nigel Moore. Is doing a really good job for St. Francis Prep. And then 5 steals by the Terriers, 3 of those by Veer Anthony, as St. Francis Prep shooting 49% from the floor. Cardinal Hayes at 48%, as they're going to look to shore it up against a St. Francis Prep team that is looking to get back to the city semifinals once again for the second straight year. This was the semifinal matchup last year, but Cardinal Hayes knocking off St. Francis Prep in Queens over at Carnesecca Arena at St. John's University. We'll take a look at some of the recent champions in the Catholic League as well, and it's been dominated by either Cardinal Hayes or Stepinac getting to the final, and then Christ the King's in there as well. But Cardinal Hayes, that 2017 team was just so much fun to watch. Joe Toussaint led the way, and now Toussaint playing basketball at the next level in college. They beat a team that had 2 NBA players in Cole Anthony and Moses Brown. Zavarian knocking off Bishop Lachlan. That was a young Marquise Noel, Keith Williams team. And then in 2015, Christ the King over Zavarian, Raleigh Alkins, Jose Alvarado now with the Pelicans. A lot of talent in the CHSAA, and when we spoke to Paul Gilvari last week at the New York AA Archdiocese Final, he said that it's a testament to the academic institutions of the schools to just continuously have not just great athletes, but student athletes as well. And that's a big reason why they've been able to have some of the best talent and then keep them on the floor as well, setting a good foundation for sometimes a professional career, whether it's here or abroad, or even just to play in college for free. Veer Anthony off the mark on a 3, but there's Sacco all alone. Watch out. Deferred to lay it in. It doesn't matter. It's still 2 points, as Osmana Sacco now leads the way with a baker's dozen. Sacco the leading scorer. Veer Anthony the other Terrier in double figures. Jamel Thomas led the way for Cardinal Hayes with 9 points. Malik Fields the cleanup, and the foul by Sacco. And this will bring Malik Fields to the free throw line. As Fields dials in the first one. Fields, a 6'3" sophomore. Seen as the future of this program, offers from Northern Illinois and a transfer from Stevenson. Father Courtney Fields playing for Jeff Ruland at Iona. Now here's Troy Faison with Trayvon Lewis. One and done, and Cardinal Hayes picks it up. Raced into the front court. Here's Nigel Moore, drops it off. Veer Anthony denied from behind Lewis. And Lewis with 2 blocks. Could have made an argument for goaltending on the first one, as Lewis didn't handle it cleanly. Coughed it up. And now St. Francis Prep off to the races. Troy Faison lays it in. Joe Oates has seen enough. A little frustrating at that. You do well defensively, don't reciprocate. And we'll take another look. Fight for the loose ball, and Sacco put it on a tee. You've got 3 great options down there. Why not Faison, the football player? Touchdown. Faison, only a sophomore from Springfield Gardens. There's a young team at that as well. And you look up and down the roster for St. Francis Prep, primed to make a run this year, but you don't want to you don't want to punt on this year, but they'll make some noise next year. Only a couple of seniors, Tyler Michelle and Nolan Raymond, the 2 seniors on this squad. Everybody, you would hope, it is basketball in 2023-24, and next year will be 24-25. You hope that everyone stays on campus. Of course, look no further than Cardinal Hayes that's going through that right now. So here's St. Francis Prep, and second game of 4 today. And after this one, Iona Prep and St. Raymond. Starting to see some blue and orange trickle into the gym. Speaking of blue and orange, saw Ron Niclario earlier, and he's putting on the mileage. He was at the Nassau County Championships yesterday. He's got to worry about his team on Tuesday in the PSAL playoffs. Here's Jamel Thomas. And Lewis, good hustle, but couldn't track it down. Nolan Raymond and Veer Anthony. And now Troy Faison. To the deck, Lewis. Trayvon Lewis comes out of the fray. Hayes has numbers. Thomas to the cup, can't lay it in. We'll talk about a microcosm of Cardinal Hayes' afternoon. Anthony deflects right into the hands of Raymond. And now here's Thomas. Trying to go against the press of St. Francis Prep in their transition defense, and a foul is called on Anthony. It'll be his second. So Adam Njai off to Jamel Thomas. Fall away, Njai puts it in. Njai matching Thomas with 9. 4 of 7 shooting from the floor. Anthony trying to penetrate. Good help defense by Njai. Out alone on the outlet, and Njai misses the easy layup. One that Njai knew that he should have made and wishes he had back. We'll go to the free throw line. But that's been the look at the day for Cardinal Hayes. Hits the first one. Nolan Raymond returns, Faison to the bench. Njai dials them both, so little redemption there. He gets the 2 points in the end. And you get a foul called against St. Francis Prep. It's almost as if it was by design. Nigel Moore. Veer Anthony. Michelle in the corner from 3. Oh! When Moore is clicking from downtown, he can be a lethal shooter, and he does so there. As Nigel Moore, with Tyler Michelle connecting on his second. We'll take another look. 6 points now for Tyler Michelle, who skips. Lewis doesn't close out, and Michelle drains it. 17-point edge. St. Francis Prep. Well, Jimmy Lynch said that he was actually pretty honest when we spoke to him before the BQ final and said that winning a BQ final is nice. It's not the ultimate goal of what you want in the beginning of the year. Which was funny because the other 3 coaches all said, oh no, it's definitely a goal. You want to win the Archdiocese or Brooklyn Queens. And listen, you respect the honesty, and it's like college coaches saying that they want to win a conference tournament. If you're comfortably in the big dance, then yeah, it's nice to have, and it's good for the alumni and a good representation of your program, but the mission at hand for St. Francis Prep after their loss last year in the BQ final and then in the city semifinal is to get back to that point and advance. And boy, they're playing with a championship effort over their last 2 games. Up 17 points on the defending city runner-ups. In a dominant fashion against Nazareth, the upstart Nazareth Kingsmen, who will take place at 7 o'clock tonight. No play, Monsignor Scanlon. Njai lost the handle. Here's Michelle. Michelle working with Fields, drives to the basket. Tap in, no good. Anthony. Good steal up ahead. Here's Sacco. Slips it. And Raymond the finish. Unselfish basketball by the Terriers. They've got 12 assists. Sacco's got 2 of them, and Nolan Raymond with 8 points. Fields throws it up and 1. This is an interesting Hayes team to watch because they're so young, but they play fearlessly, most notably Fields. Good fall away shot, hits it. And Malik Fields, 3 the old-fashioned way as he knocks in his second free throw of the afternoon. Faison to Michelle, halfway home in the third. It's been all St. Francis Prep over the last 2 quarters, and it continues that way. Troy Faison. Faison with 14, Jamel Thomas high off the window. And Thomas is in double figures with 11. Anthony, good extra pass. Michelle with 3, dials it in. His 3rd triple of the contest. It's raining 3s for the Terriers. That's their 9th of the game. Lewis showing the muscle. Nolan Raymond underneath. Here's Sacco. Count it. Fields, catch and shoot. Can't splash it in, and Michelle the long rebound. Up ahead, here's Sacco in traffic. Couldn't get his mitts on it. He's it goes out of bounds and a turnover. Sir Campbell returns for Cardinal Hayes. A team that was 14-13 in the regular season, 6-9 in the New York AA. We've seen flashes of brilliance from Cardinal Hayes, most notably on the road in their victory in Middle Village against Christ the King. But at times it's been a struggle, and they're going through it right now, and that's what happens to young teams. As Njai on the return. But St. Francis Prep, over these last two games, the Brooklyn Queens Archdiocese final, and now today, playing like one of the world beaters in New York City. So Jamel Thomas picks up his third. Sacco trying to go up and under. Caleb Destin, double dribble. Destin, after the double dribble, takes a seat. And here's Troy Faison. Faison to Sacco. He'll let it rip off to the left. A lot of those were going down against Nazareth. Corner pop, not that time. Second follow is Lewis. He'll go to the free throw line. So number 3 for Faison. Into Trayvon Lewis. Under his season average today. In fact, at a halfway point right now, 8 points, and first trip to the free throw line. And we got a wet spot on the floor. I believe that's Brian Namorato wiping it off. You know Salucio isn't going to touch it, so he's telling Namorato, no, that's all you. That's the one thing in high school basketball. If we could get sweepers in these gyms, not a lot of perspiration, excuse me, in these games, but when it does, you don't want to have a delay. Get someone out there. Make it an internship. Give them credits. Because they say the best compensation is in education. Give them sport management credits, home ec if it's high school. You spill things around the house. I get in trouble because I spill the beans. Final 90 seconds of the third quarter. It's Tyler Michelle. Michelle with 3 threes already. Nice find to Raymond. Sacco. Nice dump underneath. Offensive foul as Sacco goes right into the chest of Lewis. Draws the foul, and Sacco with number 3. Terrell Thomas and Raymond. The handles, the highlights. Jarrell Thomas with a baker's dozen. St. Francis Prep still up 14. Michelle to Moore. How Chen thought about it. Anthony with 8 seconds. Anthony wants to dance with Campbell, throws it up, no good. Chen taps it in. Chen in the right place at the right time with his first points of the contest. And now every Terrier that has touched the floor has scored. Njai fall away with 9 seconds in the third, no good. And a foul afterwards. Lewis with the push on Moore. And Francis Prep has outscored Cardinal Hayes 19-18. Fall away 3, Veer Anthony, no good. And that does it in the third quarter. We head to the fourth quarter. St. Francis Prep with a comfortable 61-45 lead in the CHSAA AA quarterfinals on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Hey, it's Isaiah Hartenstein. You're watching Varsity Media.
Hey sports fans, did you know Varsity Media live stream broadcasts get viewed by college coaches nationwide? Through our announcers' storytelling and insight on your athletes, we can help your players get an edge on college recruiting. Find out how by reaching out to Varsity Media today, 516-403-2050, or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Start of the fourth quarter, St. Francis Prep with a 61-45 lead. Headed to the fourth quarter. Well, we got a ton of basketball on the docket today and the remainder of this week. But let's not skip past today. Everyone needs to live in the present. Presently, we're going to the fourth quarter, and then after this, we've got Iona Prep and St. Raymond, and then Monsignor Scanlon against Nazareth. That should be a fun one, as Nazareth is looking to get to the semifinals. And it was interesting. Gary Urban said earlier in the year that he was a little surprised at some of the production that he's gotten, but not totally surprised. And should be fun the rest of the day. And then we head out to Long Island for the NSCHSAA final. And then we'll be here for the semis and the city finals. And if you're not already, hit that subscribe button. You know what? I'll say like all the YouTubers out there. Smash and like that subscribe button. There we go. My street cred just went through the roof. Through the roof, no matter what our director, Chris Sweeney, says. He is the ambassador of street cred. How about Jamel Thomas? Enough cred in his three. He's now the leading scorer for Cardinal Hayes with 16 points. And Thomas living it all out on the floor in what could be the final game of his sophomore season. And then a bump. Thomas went right into the shoulder of Veer Anthony. Drive inside, Adam Njai. Well, Cardinal Hayes getting it done from their backcourt. Adam Njai and Jermel Thomas, as Njai with 15 and 8. But it's just been too much St. Francis Prep. They've got 3 players in double figures, and everybody that has played has scored, and especially Michelle. Michelle now in double figures. He's got 11. Thomas the floater, yes sir. Well, Jamel Thomas keeping Cardinal Hayes in it. Now with 18 points, it's an 11-point game. Three ball doesn't fall. And here's Michelle. Off to Moore. Veer Anthony with a fresh 35, and Faison will slow it down. Troy Faison hitting a couple of threes early in the contest is Faison. And Thomas. A foul on Thomas, who commits the foul and then goes right to the bench and hobbling on the left foot. Not sure if it's a cramp or what it is, but either way, tough for Cardinal Hayes as Thomas is getting looked at on the bench. Anthony couldn't handle it. Anthony wanted a foul call. Aggressive defense by Njai. Well, there's Thomas, and you see stretching out that left leg, and yeah, it could be a cramp. He was just given water before. Njai inside. A foul on the floor. Steve Salucio with the call, as that's going to go against Nigel Moore. Moore with his third. Lewis attacks from the wing, stripped. Anthony, and then a foul. Some frustrating moments for Veer Anthony. That'll be his fourth. Well, Anthony thought he was being held by Njai. Already has 3 steals today, and that's part of his game. And then he also gets called for the foul, so it's just all avalanching for Veer Anthony. He'll come off after the free throw. Nolan Raymond returns. Jamel Thomas returns as well with a leg and a half. Hayes trailed by as much as 20. They've gotten it down to 9. Nigel Moore. Moore with 2 points, throws it into Sacco. Low pass, but Raymond tees up the 3. Can't connect. Long rebound, it's Fields. Up ahead to Njai. Thomas is calling for it. Njai to the basket, lays it in. Here comes Cardinal Hayes. Faison and Lewis. Njai goes to pick it up. And then a foul in the backcourt. Njai with a push on Faison. That's going to be number 4 on Lewis. Team that's not particularly deep to begin with. Joe Loads. Look back at his assistant coaches for some guidance here, especially with the foul trouble that his team's in. And another wet spot on the floor. And here comes the green towel. Well, let's see, there we go. Fundamental wiping right there. And now Salucio gets in there. Textbook. Little left, a little right. Says to Raymond, hey, can you check that out for me? Now get out of the way. And Salucio will dry everything up. There's Tyler Michelle with 5 minutes to go in regulation. It's Nolan Raymond. Thrown into Sacco, who's fouled on the pass, and a hold. We'll go to Njai, and that's going to be his third and the team's third of the quarter. Oh, check that. They'll give it to Campbell. Still the team's third as Campbell picks up his second. And Sacco backtracks. Here's Michelle. Faison. The drive, the floater, it's good. Faison with the team high 16. Njai with the push on Faison, and Troy picks up the foul. That'll be his third. Check that, number 4. And a timeout taken by Cardinal Hayes. We will as well. 4:42 to go in the third on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is over 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck. 4:42 remaining in regulation. Cardinal Hayes trying to come back against St. Francis Prep. They faced a 20-point deficit. Trayvon Lewis a little hobbly. So is Jamel Thomas battling cramps. And just too much St. Francis Prep offense, and particularly in that second quarter, as the Terriers outscored the Hayes defense 25-12. Double dribble. Cardinal Hayes takes over. Tyler Michelle. Slapped away, Njai. There's Nolan Raymond, hooks a pass to Sacco, tees up a three, that's good. First triple of the fourth quarter for St. Francis Prep, and Sacco's finally on the board from deep. It's the 10th three for St. Francis Prep as they go up 12. Thomas the answer back. Bingo. Lead back down to 9 with 4 minutes remaining in regulation. Kick ball. Stay on this end. Nolan Raymond picks up his third. And that's the Terriers' fifth. And so we're going to be headed to the free throw line. And there's Adam Njai. Njai 17 points, 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Connects on the first. Money. Njai makes it a 7-point game. St. Francis Prep is led wire to wire. And now the handoff to Moore. Moore in Fields. Faison is bumped. And Faison loses the handle. And a sweeping foul on Lewis. And That's his 5th. Trayvon Lewis's day is done. And so Trayvon Lewis going to the bench for Cardinal Hayes, and someone who was seen as a hero the other night against Holy Cross, and unfortunately now has to be the hero on the bench as he picks up his 5th foul. Today, Lewis, 12 points, 5 rebounds, and an assist. You can see the emotion for Lewis, leaving it all out on the floor. Timeout taken by Jimmy Lynch. We'll take it with him as well. 3:29 to go in regulation in the CHSAA quarterfinals on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Did you know Varsity Media now offers action photography for all sporting events? Available for individuals or teams, we'll send dedicated photographers down to field level to capture your best moments. Our rates are affordable and our photos will leave you with lasting memories for a lifetime. Contact us today, mention this ad, and get $25 off your first order. Email ben@varsitymedia.net or call 516-403-2050.
Welcome you back to Fordham University, St. Francis Prep, with a 7-point lead over Cardinal Hayes, who is in the midst of a comeback. They're without Trayvon Lewis, who just fouled out, as the Terriers had as big as a 20-point lead and a 5-second violation called against St. Francis Prep. Cardinal Hayes takes over. Here's Adam Njai on the drive, the kick out. Thomas whips it underneath. Nice pass to Campbell. High off the window and in. Lead down to 5. Well, the Hayes faithful trying to spark their team defensively. 3 minutes to play in the 4th. Nigel Moore to Troy Faison. Sacco, a 3. Not that time. Ball spun around. Njai has it. Weaves through traffic. Up ahead to Fields. Malik Fields to the basket. Too strong. Punch towards half court. And goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Cardinal Hayes. Jimmy Lynch will send Veer Anthony back out to the floor. As Anthony with 4 personal fouls himself. He and Faison almost at that limit. Faison picked up his 4th foul earlier in the quarter. Thomas drew contact. Kalen Destin. Destin, the drive and a foul on the floor, but either way, that'll send Cardinal Hayes to the free throw line. And we'll see who it's on, and that should be on Nigel Moore. That's his 4th personal. And Kalen Destin to the free throw line. First trip to the line for Cardinal Hayes, who's only missed 2 free throws as a team. 15 for 17. And the streak continues. Lead down to 3. Moore. Foul underneath. That's going to go to Campbell. And St. Francis Prep at the line now. Sacco heads to the charity stripe. One more upcoming for the big man. He's hit both of his free throws. Now 3 for 3 in the game. Game high 20. 5-point lead for Hayes. Destin. Destin, the blow by, the feed, and Campbell. Nazir Campbell with 6 points off the bench makes it a 3-point game. 1:45 and rolling in regulation. The winner moves on to the semifinals. Nigel Moore taken away. It's Jamel Thomas. Has Destin, bounces up ahead. Raymond has his hands on it, and it'll stay with Cardinal Hayes. And Joe Lodes takes a timeout, and a quick 30-second timeout. That said, let's take another look at the bracket and how we've been featuring up until this point. And Archbishop Stepanak is moving on after knocking off Christ the King, a 60-52 win. Boogie Fland with 43 points, and then there you see the winner of this game moving on to play Stepanak. And then on the other side of the bracket, Iona Prep, narrow 5-point victory over Zavarian. So what do they get? They get the defending Archdiocesan champion St. Raymond Ravens. Will obviously get that bye. Scanlon with a big win over Archbishop Malloy. And so Nazareth and Scanlon, St. Raymond and Iona Prep. Those games coming up after this one ends. The winner looking to get to the final next Sunday right here at Rose Hill Gymnasium. Cardinal Hayes won it here at Rose Hill in 16-17 season. And for St. Francis Prep, they're looking to get back here next weekend as well. St. Francis Prep, they haven't won the big one since 1992. Lodes was still a teenager. At least he still looks like one. 1:22 to play, the kick out. Destin. Njai. Njai the flip. For the tie, Fields, too strong. And Anthony cleans it up. Here's Vera Anthony. Skirting the sideline with Campbell and slows it down. Final minute to go in the CHSAA quarterfinals. Troy Faison lost the handle. Up ahead, off the back of Destin, goes right into his hands. Destin working on Michelle, draws the foul. I don't know how Destin earned a trip to the free throw line. He never had possession. It hits off his back. Moore gets his hands in there and then throws it up, and on the continuation, we'll head to the free throw line, and a little shaken up, needing a moment. And so Destin, the free throw line. That was the third personal foul on Tyler Michelle. Off on the first one. Only the third miss of the afternoon for Cardinal Hayes from the free throw line. And understandably so after Destin, a little shaken up after the foul. Redeems himself on the second. It's a 2-point game. This is the closest the game has been since the opening seconds of the contest. 15-second differential between game and shot clock. Hayes doesn't have to foul. Here's Vera Anthony. Anthony with 11 points. Picked up by Adam Njai. Njai stays on the assignment. And a timeout by Lynch. He saw the defense lined up and now wants to talk it over with his team. And so Jimmy Lynch will extend it to a full timeout. And while we have a moment. We'll actually take a break with them as well. Half a minute to go in the quarterfinal on Varsity Media Sport Network. You're watching Varsity Media, New York's high school sports network.
Hey sports fans, did you know Varsity Media live stream broadcasts get viewed by college coaches nationwide? Through our announcers' storytelling and insight on your athletes, we can help your players get an edge on college recruiting. Find out how by reaching out to Varsity Media today, 516-403-2050, or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Well, for St. Francis Prep, they're not saying it out loud, but I'm sure the question is, what happened? St. Francis Prep led by 20, 59-39 with 2:19 left in the third. And since then, Cardinal Hayes outscoring St. Francis Prep 23-9 in the fourth quarter. And in fact, 39-28 in the second half. Give you a reset, 26.8 seconds to go in the fourth and 12 seconds to shoot. Troy Faison looking to trigger it in. Almost another 5-second violation. Here's Michelle with 9, and it's Faison with 6. Troy Faison skips it to the corner. It's a 3. No good. Faison the offensive rebound and a foul. And that foul's going to be on Campbell. He was tugging at the backside of Faison and pulling the jersey. And now Faison can make this a 2-possession game with 2 made free throws. Let's take another look and keep an eye underneath the basket on number 5 on Cardinal Hayes. He's pulling his shorts. That's the foul. And Steve Salucio was all over it. And so Faison with 16 points. It's his first trip to the charity stripe. St. Francis Prep as a team 4 of 9. Free throw shooting, and now 5 of 10 makes it a 3-point game. To cut the tension with a knife. Faison short. Here's Thomas. Into the front court. It's Adam Njai. 3-point lead for the Terriers. Njai up top to Thomas with 7 seconds. Thomas to Njai. Underneath, puts it up, no good. Ball spins around, 1 second to go, and the Terriers survive. St. Francis Prep holds on and knocks off Cardinal Hayes 71-68. Hayes had a good look at the basket, but they needed a 3. And St. Francis Prep is moving on to the semis. They had 4 double-digit scorers, led by Osmana Sakos, 20 points. Veer Anthony did a little bit of everything, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals. And St. Francis Prep almost watched a 20-point lead go down the drain, but they're moving on to play Stepinac Wednesday night as they win the war with Cardinal Hayes. Their season comes to an end. 14-14 on the year. Jermel Thomas leading the way with 21 points. But it's the Terriers that move on to Wednesday night as they cap off the second game of 4 here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Well, for our entire crew, Ron Pierre giving you the moving images. Our executive producer is Ben Turchin. Chris Sweeney, their technical director. This is John Perez saying so long from Rose Hill Gymnasium, as this has been a presentation of the CHSAA AA quarterfinals on your home for the CHSAA playoffs, the Varsity Media Sports Network.